Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today with a pretty big Dark Dimension 7 update in regards to my progress, where I've been, and as well, kind of what's upcoming here for the channel with respect to this content. So, if you guys have been following along, I've been doing exceptionally well with the 5 characters that I have on top here, being Apocalypse, Black Knight, Vulture, Robbie, as well as Skrull. Each and every one of these characters were upgraded and leveled as soon as possible, just because of the fact that they were going to have immediate value in Dark Dimension. But as well, at the same time, actually 3 or 4 of these characters were at the time being utilized in my arena. If you guys have been following my channels along, you know how much I preach about being good and staying in the top ranking here for arena because of the power core payout. That's also why I need to shift and pivot here, because now that we're getting the new Annihilators coming out, it's going to completely change everything we know. So I do want to kind of quickly share some tips, advice, as well as what you should be paying attention to as the meta shifts here. And the best way to really show you is what my Dark Dimension 7 planner is now going forward for all the respective areas. And hopefully this is going to be able to give you guys an insight as well as what I'm planning for all the characters and how I'm mixing and matching all the different traits across the board as these new characters and teams come into fruition here. So as you can see, this is the city team that I have. I've already built them up. Actually, they're already leveled and upgraded, but I do want to share why I'm bringing in this team. Obviously, Robbie and Vulture were already upgraded, part of those first 3 nodes. I've decided to bring in more of the Spire Society characters if I'm able to, just because of the value. So Peter B's joined that mix, and then as well Spider-Man Noir. And the reason I really brought them in is mainly because of the gear I had at the time, upgrading to best kind of suit my needs. And Big Time Spider-Man is a really good character overall to counter many things. He's got value in war defense. So I like the addition there because he's going to have more value than just Dark Dimension. I could have probably brought in another Spire Society character, but to be honest, I got so much tech gear that this was the right way to do it. And also, remember, Big Time is very, very cheap. He's a low-cost tech character. And to be honest, the city nodes are a walk in the park. So you don't really need anything crazy, but best value is probably going to be Spire Society if you have the resources. But for myself personally, I didn't want to spend too much of the skill gear that we'll need later on. When we switch over to global, to be honest, guys, there's not really great options here. I mean, Cabal is probably as good as it gets outside of the Extreme X-Men team. If you want to be able to utilize less of the same trait, it's going to be really hard to bring in 3 or 4 mutant characters here and not get impacted later on in the run. So I think Cabal is probably going to make the most sense. I've slotted in Ares, and I already built up Black Knight previously before, but Ares is kind of a maybe right now. I like the fact he's Mystic. I like this this plan right now because each and every one of their traits are individually different, which helps balance our gear progression and kind of opens the floodgates here for what's going to be happening, especially if you're being mindful of resources. I think Cosmic is going to be the most interesting because, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, 3 out of the 5 members here are part of the new Annihilators team, and you can see here it's going to be absolutely meta changing. I love the fact that they're cosmic, but there's actually 2 bio and 1 skill character, so you want to be watchful of those resources. Keep in mind as well, Val and Thanos actually both sharing osmium. Another setback and trap if you guys build up Extreme X-Men for the global is that both Gambit and Nightcrawler also share osmium. So if you've done it already, you may be very well out of luck to bring in 2 of those members right here that's shown. And then Kang is a great slotting character that he can bring in. So I mean, at the end of the day, I think he's gonna have value there just to be able to being a prominent character in the meta. He's gonna have value in the future. So you want to build up characters that you know are still gonna have some sort of value add in the future. And then legendary characters, pretty standard here. Mixed in Old Man Logan, Black Cat, we got Omega Red, Green Goblin Classic, Red Hulk. I was just trying to balance out the materials. And then finally the Mythic. We already have Apocalypse and Skrull built up, ready to go. Kestrel, Dormammu. You can slot in Doctor Doom. You only need 4 of them out of the 5 to get it done. But yeah, that's the full Dark Dimension 7 plan, guys. And as well, as you can see right here, to be honest, not that far away from completely doing everything here. As you can see, like, the plan looks really, really good. Obviously, the big constraint here is going to be the catalyst. And the one thing I do want to point out is the uniques, right? Make sure when you guys are doing this to review the uniques, you know, Promethium, Osmium, Extremis, you know, all those different resources are probably going to be the big ones that you want to be focusing on in the store. But That's not just what I want to talk about in today's video, guys. Obviously, this is my game plan. Obviously, this is going to be, always set in motion with the best information that we have at this time. But things can always change, right? For example, we know there's going to be a new legendary coming here where you're going to be requiring both Illuminati and the Annihilator's team. That's going to likely replace the 5th member here. It could very well be Omega Red or Red Hulk on the way out. I highly would recommend Green Goblin Classic in addition to Black Cat and Logan, because I think they're going to have a lot of dividends in the future still. I also want to point out, if you guys have not started the Dark Dimension 7 Global, I would actually pause on that right now because of the fact that Namor is going to share some resources here with another fellow Annihilator character. So, the reason why you probably won't be seeing it after I'm going to finish and edit all my city content, because these nodes were really easy. I just have to release them now and update. But after the city nodes, I'm probably going to be taking a pause in Dark Dimension 7. The reason is because I would rather bring up 3 out of the 5 characters for Cosmic right now, and I am willing to pause on Dark Dimension because, like I said earlier and what I alluded to in the very beginning of my video, Arena is the most important game mode. It's the only way to get power cores additionally in the game aside from the other avenues. And I made a massive video actually yesterday on how I've accumulated over 20,000. It's given me opportunities to shine in leaderboards, to unlock characters I shouldn't be able to when they start releasing. And 3 out of these 5 members are going to be situated also in the Mythic Cosmic section, as you can see here. So, the non-legendary, non-mythic Cosmic section that you see here. So, I'm probably going to funnel everything into the Annihilators team when they get released. I'm going to take a pause on Global because as much as I want to be making some attempts here and there, I even shown here, right? I don't have enough Prometheum for both characters. Maybe when I do, I can probably start Global, but at the same time too, you can see here, I need all those resources there to build up the Annihilators anyway, so that's going to be my focus. So Bio Gear that could have been used on obviously the leader, it's going to go to 2 out of the 5 members here, and then as well the Prometheum and so forth. And again, if you haven't started, guys, I caution you, because of that situation with the Extreme X-Men, as strong and powerful as they are, as well-rounded as they are, they're not going to be situated in the top arena. I mean, you can get the job done at Gear Tier 18, but I think there's going to be a very likelihood that folks are going to finish Dark Dimension 8 before Dark Dimension 7. And I think we just need to come to that reality, is that, that's a very big possibility, and that's okay. At the end of the day, remember guys, I've always preached how my account is free to play. So this is no difference from us just being patient. It's always been a marathon and not a sprint. As much as I would have loved to unlock Mephisto as soon as possible and keep on trucking here, I think at this point, when they've announced such a game-breaking kind of team and how relevant you can see them slotting into Dark Dimension, this is why always staying patient, staying vigilant, and watching what the game provides to you, so that way you can make the best decisions. Especially if you haven't started Global and Cosmic, this would be the right time to do it. It's a big resource trap right now, because you could be setting up yourself for failure, especially in the arena meta, and that's what's going to matter at the end of the day, because building up 3 out of these 5 characters, they're going to give you so much value. They're going to make every aspect of your game modes better, and as well, you know that you're going to have a locked-in Cosmic team that's going to absolutely power through, especially once you bring in Val and Kang or whomever you decide. Regardless, these 3 are coming in with me for sure. So hopefully this is insightful. Hopefully this guys can give you an insight of what I'm planning and how I'm going to be working on this. But yeah, I'm going to finish updating, editing all the city nodes content, and once that's out, you probably won't hear Dark Dimension 7 from me for quite some time until I actually start Global, which whenever that may be, who knows, it could be a month, it could be a couple months, but yeah, I'm going to be focused on Annihilators, and honestly, I think you all should be too. This is a huge resource trap, and how you plan right now could very well be a difference maker in how successful you'll be later on in the game modes. Do let me know what you think in comments below. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.